What would you have me do with him?
I swore I would kill him if he ever returned.
Whomever Ser Jorah was when he started informing on you, he is no longer that man. I can't remember ever seeing a sane man as devoted to anything as he is to serving you. And yet he did betray you. But you cannot have him by your side when you do. Two terrible children of two terrible fathers.
I'm terrible.
Instead of abolishing slavery overnight, we will give you 7 years to end the practice.
You promised the slavers they could keep slavery.
For a short time.
7 years is not a short time for a slave.
You will not use them. They will use you. That is what they do.
The masters have come for their property.
Despite appearances, I think you'll find the city's on the rise.
The city's on the rise?
Marine is strong. Commerce has returned to the markets. The people are behind you. Well, not all the people, of course. The Dornish will lay siege to the capital, alongside the Tyrell army, two great kingdoms united against Cersei.
So, your master plan is to use our armies?
I came down here to brood over my failure to predict the Greyjoy attack. You're making it difficult. You look a lot better brooding than I do. You make me feel like I'm failing at brooding over failing.
Our Ironborn and Dornish allies were attacked en route to Dorne.
And?
2 or 3 ships escaped. The rest sunk or captured. Illyria and the Sand Snakes dead or captured. The Greyjoys dead or captured.
All of them?
What is it?
We took Casterly Rock.
That's very good to hear. Isn't it?
You'll want to discuss this amongst yourselves.
You will stay. All my allies are gone.
Commit to the blockade of King's Landing. We have a plan. It's still the right plan.
The right plan! Your strategy has lost us Dorne, the Iron Islands, and the Reach.
If I have underestimated our enemies...
Our enemies? Your family, you mean? Perhaps you don't want to hurt them after all.
You will not trade your honor for your life. I respect that.
Perhaps he could take the Black, Your Grace. Whatever else he is a true soldier. He would be invaluable at the wall.
You cannot send me to the wall.
You will have to kill me too.
Step back and shut your mouth.
Your Grace, nothing scrubs bold notions from a man's head like a few weeks in a dark cell.
I meant what I said.
Cersei thinks the army of the dead is nothing but a story, made up by wet nurses to frighten children. What if we prove her wrong?
I don't think she'll come see the dead at my invitation.
So bring the dead to her.
I thought that was what we were trying to avoid. Do you know what I like about you?
I honestly don't.
You're not a hero.
Oh. And I saw hundreds of arrows miss, but any one of them could have found your heart and ended you.
You've been thinking about my death quite a bit, haven't you? Is this one of the items you discussed with your brother in King's Landing?
I'm trying to serve you by planning for the long term.
Perhaps if you planned for the short term, we wouldn't have lost Dorne and Highgarden.
You can't win the throne if you're dead. You can't break the wheel if you're dead.
So what would you have me do?
Nothing. Sometimes nothing is the hardest thing to do.
You told me to do nothing before and I listened to you. I'm not doing nothing again.
And soon the Lannister army will ride north to join our cause.
I know. Our people haven't been friends in the past.
Nobody trusts my sister less than I do, believe me.
You have every right to be fearful of my sister. No one fears her more than I do, but I promise you'll be safe.
Cersei told you her army was coming north to fight for you, and you believed her.
She has something to live for now. I believe she wants to survive.
I used to think you were the cleverest man alive.
Either you knew Cersei was lying and let me believe otherwise, or you didn't know at all, which makes you either a traitor or a fool.
I was a fool.
Not for the first time. Cersei still sits on the throne. If you can't help me take it back, I'll find another hand who can.
I suspect one of you will be wearing this before it's all over. Your Grace, I know my brother.
Like you knew your sister. Perhaps he trusts his little brother to defend him, right up to the moment he slits my throat.
You could temper her worst impulses.
As you have.
You've always loved your children more than yourself. If not for yourself, then for your child. Your reign is over, but that doesn't mean your life has to end. Doesn't mean your baby has to die.